Hey, this is Dan, just to say that this week's episode is sponsored by Grey Issue 4, which is now funding on Kickstarter. You can find out more about this in the middle of the episode. Hello and welcome to Hey, I Loved That Movie, the podcast where we rewatch the films we loved when we were younger to see if they still hold up. I'm Dan.
I'm Michael.
And I'm Helena.
And for this episode, we watched Catwoman.
Catwoman.
So, turns out I had never seen this film before, so this is on you guys.
What a treat for you.
Oh, how had you not seen it?
I don't know. Or I may have seen bits of it, but if I did, it was like to the extent where I had no memory of this.
That's fair. You know what? That's fair.
Yeah.
So if you have no memory of it, it means you could have seen it before, because it is an unbelievably forgettable film.
Oh, very.
It lies to you from the get-go with its like 3 hours of opening credits, and it's got a whole bit in Egypt, and it says pyramids, and it shows 3 rectangles sticking up from the sand, and I was like, this movie's a fucking liar.
It's a lie. The opening credits are incredible because they are stupidly long and incredibly slow.
They go on for so long.
And also quite irrelevant.
Yeah. I think it took about half the runtime.
It's also full, so the opening credits are backstory that you are also told later in a shorter, more succinct method.
Yes, it's demonstrating that there have been Catwomen throughout the years, and they do that. Once she realizes she's a Catwoman, and they talk about it, and it makes way more sense. But no, instead you just have...
You get the opening credits.
And they do go on.
And then the film actually starts.
I love the way Halle Berry's hair looks at the start of this movie.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
But everything. The outfit. I know she's supposed to look like an artist, but she looks. Just the clothes are just so weird.
I'm a big fan of. So Halle Berry is playing for people that haven't seen it. Number one, why it's spoilers. But number two, I understand why you wouldn't see it. Halle Berry is playing a artist who works as a graphic designer for a beauty company. The story is that she stumbles across stuff and dies and becomes Catwoman. But her at the beginning, she's meant to be this frumpy, awkward, unconfident, not pretty, sort of typical woman.
Yeah,
and they
she's
said,
stunning.
let's cast Halle Berry in that.
Yeah.
And the hardest thing the makeup team had to do on makeup and costume had to do on this film was work out how to make Halle Berry not the most beautiful woman on screen constantly.
And she's absolutely gorgeous. She's got these beautiful ringlets.
Yeah.
And she's just so cute. But then I guess the way they make her frumpy is by putting her in a blue long sleeve top with a brown pattern tunic and then wide trousers.
It was very 2000s of an outfit, but
very 2004.
She looked like a Flintstone.
Yeah. It was so odd. And then her playing awkward and unconfident, it's just her sitting there quiet
and apologizing a lot and being trodden on all over by the boss that seemingly seems to tread all over everyone.
He's just an arsehole.
How is she different?
He's just an arsehole.
But
he was literally
our
the worst.
top friend comes to the rescue, quite literally.
I do want to go on because she makes something and the boss is yelling at her.
Yeah.
And the boss's wife, who plays an important role in the film, whilst he's yelling at her, she's just like, leave her alone. She's very talented and blah blah blah. And so she might mention how she dresses and how she looks, and it's it doesn't work with Halle Berry.
Yeah.
You can't go, leave her alone. Yeah, she's frumpy and she has no fashion sense.
I feel like if they'd wanted to, they could have used some sort of prosthetics to make her uglier. But it's just obviously that's a bit too on the nose, isn't it? A bit sort of insulting to generally normal looking people.
But it's also they can't do that too much because she isn't physically, the cats don't do plastic surgery on her.
No.
No, they just eat her face.
They just kill her.
They magic cat breath into her face.
Yeah, cat CPR. Yeah, she's supposed to redo her drawing.
Yeah, she's got to
get it back to him at midnight, and she can't get a courier to send it because they've gone home. So she does it herself.
It's a dumb setup.
She stumbles across the big bad plot for the movie, which is face cream.
Yeah, yes. evil face cream.
If you stop using the face cream, your face falls apart.
So it's Butylene is I think the name of the makeup, and it's such a dumb name.
Yeah, it's also so clearly spelled bowline.
Yeah, it's bowline.
It's spelled bow like bow.
Yep.
And then line like line.
They had to change it because they had Dolly Parton as a representative. It doesn't sound as good if it's bowline.
So but I guess they're trying to be French and fancy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a makeup line. Everything has to have a dumb name. But yeah, so throughout the beginning part of the film, Patience is being followed by this cat. And at one point, I can't even remember the order at which this film happens in, because I swear that when she sees the secret, that's after the first cat meeting. She doesn't meet with a load of cats. The
Yeah,
first
so
time
the,
she
the
meets
first,
the
the
cat.
first, she meets the cats before they decide to rescue her because it turns out they are testing her.
Yeah, the first time
no,
she sees
yeah.
the cat is when there's the party
Party.
going on over the road, and
Yeah.
she's like trying to shout at them, but she's like, "Excuse me,
Yeah.
can you stop, please?"
Can you please turn it
Can you
down?
please turn it down? Can you
And like
please turn it
in movies like this, it's always like whenever it's trying to portray like a big party where they won't turn the music off, it's always like heavy like rock music and stuff like that. But the only parties I've ever known like that just normally play drum and bass.
What
Like-
what is weird about that is it's not an apartment building. It's not someone's apartment, it's a bar. You know,
Well,
you
it's
could
not. It's like, yeah, it's a weird sort of big open space, like a loft, isn't
it's a
it?
I thought it was a bar. I thought they had like a bartender. I thought it was like an actual bar. She just
No, I
lived
think
next to
no.
a
I thought
bar.
it was someone's house, and they set up a little bar because
yeah,
they have
they've
all
got
these
a keg.
parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, all they
I
had was a
know.
keg that she then uses to spray at the speakers.
But
Um,
yeah, before that, when she first tries to get killed by, because I'm sure that the cats need her to die so they can bring her back to life as a Catwoman.
That's why it's waiting on the ledge for her to
yeah.
climb out.
Yeah, that's why she gets to climb out, and then of course the cop comes past and thinks she's a jumper. And to be fair,
Trying to
yeah,
kill her. The cat was trying to kill her. That's amazing. How many failed attempts do you reckon that a cat had that we didn't see on camera?
There's one point where it runs out in front of a
The
car, so it swerves and hits Halle Berry.
yeah, but it swerves the wrong way and like just takes out an old lady.
No, it just hits the cat. But the cat's fine because it's magic.
Yeah, but another cat
Yeah.
comes and brings it to life.
She's
yeah, you have-
got like a vase on top of a high
Yeah.
shelf
Yeah, I
and
was
she's
gonna say the
walking
cat's
under
just
it.
knocking it slowly by bit by bit.
Some sort of like
There's a-
Rube Goldberg machine.
There's a bowling ball on top of like a cupboard that she's trying to get to. The cat leaves like drops some money on the floor in front of the bowling ball and then
Waits
pushes
for her
it.
to start cooking and then like tries to distract her and
Well, while she's out,
Turns
it
all the
pours
gas on.
pours gasoline all over everything.
It needs to look like an accident.
Yeah.
She's turning like all the gas, not all of the hobs on to just gas her.
She just goes
Yeah.
to start cooking it.
The cat's got a lighter but has no opposable thumbs.
yeah. So basically, so she stumbles upon the scientist telling the CEO that it's causing like horrible side effects. It's really, really
Yeah.
bad, and he doesn't feel comfortable releasing the product to the public because apparently the first side effects they were easy to dismiss because it
Like
was just like
headaches
headaches
and-
and
yeah.
fainting. But he wasn't happy with this, and
Yeah, long-term studies.
he gets shot.
Well, the long-term effects are if you stop using it, your face melts.
Yes.
Which is what is in that does that? Is there just
Science.
acid in it?
It also makes your skin marble.
Tough as marble.
Tough as
yeah.
marble.
Famously unbreakable marble. Catwoman gets shot. Halle
Yeah.
Berry gets shot. Frumpy Halle Berry gets shot.
No, she
Yeah,
doesn't.
she
Does
gets
she
shot
get
'cause-
shot or does she get flushed?
She gets
Oh, yeah, she gets
flushed
yeah.
away. The because she like just before that the cop that like rescued her she arranges to go on a date with, and all the people that she works with are like, oh, you should wear the leather outfit that we got you. And I was like, oh, is this going to be like Underworld or like that scene with Velma and Scooby Doo? And she's like, no, I'll never wear that leather outfit. And I'm like, cool, she'll wear the leather outfit later.
I do like her friends though. Her friends are great.
Yeah, they were great characters.
I love the woman is unbearably horny.
She is so horny, but she lives. She does live
So horny.
vicariously through this relationship.
Yeah, because that woman is beautiful, but far more normal looking than Halle fucking Berry.
Yeah, And then Halle Berry, so she turns into Catwoman. Yeah, doesn't really
Yeah.
understand what's going on, but the
Yep.
cats bring her back. She
Cats eat her face.
scurries.
No, unlike I'd have preferred it to be like the old Batman film where she falls out of a window and gets eaten. Gets eaten by the
I
cat.
was just waiting for the scene where she starts to awkwardly lick herself, but thankfully they
Yeah.
didn't show that. But she gets so muddy, obviously being flushed into this sewer or
Yeah.
like wastewater outlet, and then the next day she's all like clean and in fresh clothes, and I'm just there like, did she have to
she-
like make herself have a shower? Because if you've ever tried to wash a cat, like it
She
doesn't
licked
end
it.
well.
The cat's licked her clean.
Oh.
She woke up just feeling really gross.
But I do love her feline behaviour that's sprinkled. I mean, somewhat liberally throughout the rest of the film.
They
My
are not implying that she is Catwoman.
no, it's not subtle. But
Uh,
our favourite bits include the bit where she has a snack of what looks like 12 cans of tuna.
Yep.
And the bit where like the sun wakes her up and like sunshine shining on her face wakes her up and she's just got her little hands up in up by her chin like a cat, and it's just like
Yeah.
"Aw."
So this film, Catwoman is a magical god-given ability because it's from the god Bastet.
Yeah, Bastet, yeah.
Which is amazing because like Catwoman in the actual comics isn't that. It's just a woman. It's just a thief.
Yes,
She's like
it's
a
just
really
she's gone for a
skilled
cat
thief.
theme the same way Batman went for a bat theme.
Yeah, she's a cat burglar. And then in this film, they were like, no, magical powers. She has magical powers.
And she really likes the shiny collar.
Yes, she fucking loves that shiny collar.
And I guess she then has it made into the claws.
I guess she makes it herself because it is just a necklace of, which is an ugly neck. So she finds a necklace in a jewelry store, and then robs the jewelry store. But the necklace is like a Egyptian crystal gem with like diamond nails. I think diamond encrusted like.
I couldn't really tell what it was
fingernails.
of. It was like there was diamonds all over it. Like it was just a heap of diamonds.
No, I think they were like fingernails.
Oh,
because
were they? Is that
weren't,
what
like,
was that? How she
changed.
then?
Yeah, she just put
uses-
them on her gloves, which is a weird look. Yeah, so Halle Berry, once she becomes Catwoman,
she gets the impulse that cats have to steal everything.
but more importantly than that, she gets the cat impulse to dress sexy.
Yeah, and she cuts up this because the first leather outfit has the very of its time noughties low rise leather trousers with the
Which,
tummy showing.
again, her friends were like, that's a good date outfit.
Yeah, I mean it's a good day outfit for like a kink show.
But before that, I just realized she gets all of these other cool cat powers as well. Like she learns how to cut hair, like cats do.
That
she
pains me because she has such gorgeous,
She does have-
beautiful ringlets, and then they give her literally the "Can I speak to the manager?"
Well,
haircut.
that
I mean,
was like-
it suits her because honestly, you could give her Medusa snake's tentacles, and that would probably
Yeah.
still suit
Well,
Halle
that
Berry.
was like cool girl hair in the 2000s. Was short and spiky.
Yeah, but with the straightened fringe and the weird highlights.
Yeah.
Just like
and then-
cats do, yeah.
Yeah, just like cats do. Yeah, she gets like full hairdresser, dyes her hair like cats know how to, and then she knows how to tailor an outfit, like how cats do.
Well,
Yeah,
it is very slapdash actually. It's a lot of like tears and
Yeah, like how cats do.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she puts on this ugly leather outfit. Who her friends were like, "This is a great date outfit."
Yeah, first date outfit as well.
Yeah.
Like if I went on a date with someone and they turned up in all leather,
Black leather.
like
And
especially
had
as like
clearly just cut their own hair.
her first date out, like her first date wasn't it at, like I know she doesn't go, but it's like a coffee shop.
Yep.
Like that's not a coffee shop outfit.
She also learned the cat-like ability to hotwire a bike.
And the cat-like ability to play basketball really well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
oh
that's-
that
that-
basketball
yeah.
scene.
It felt
so
like a
weird.
music video. It was just like so
It
many
was
like weird camera
so
moves and
weird.
cuts all the
It was
time.
yeah, the actual way the camera was dancing about and that did give me motion sickness.
It was such a weird scene.
It was so strange, and it goes on for ages, and then at the end, finally, the kid's like, "Can we have our ball back?"
Weirdly
it's like
sexual
suddenly
scene.
there's like this huge crowd watching them.
I mean, wouldn't you watch to be like, what the fuck is going on? They just
Two
want to play
people.
basketball. They just want to play basketball, and these two adults are flirting on the basketball court, being stupid. I'd watch. I'd be like, the fuck is going on?
Nothing's to be fair, I'd probably just watch Halle Berry play sports just
Yeah.
because
So after Halle Berry becomes a cat girl, she is
she wants
far
to
more.
find out. She doesn't remember how she died very clearly,
No. Well,
so she wants to find out why and how.
to begin with, she goes to find the Catwoman,
Yes.
the other cat lady.
Yeah,
and
she-
there's
she takes-
Catwoman
she
and
takes-
Cat Lady.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
wants to take the magic cat home.
Yeah, she takes Magic Cat home, and she just has loads of cats, and she knows about Catwoman. And she meets her twice, and the first time they meet, she doesn't tell her about the Catwoman. The second time she meets, she's like, "You're a Catwoman." I guess she isn't dead yet. She needs to die
Yeah.
first to become Catwoman. And then, so in that scene where the second time she's talking to her, and the cat lady reveals that Halle Berry is Catwoman, she's walking her like around the house, explaining the history and how Bastet has these Egyptian cats that choose the next Catwoman and all throughout history. And then at the top of the stairs, she just pushes her over like this banister that opens itself.
Do you think that's either to kill her so she can become a Catwoman, or to check if, as she does, she lands on her feet?
Well, I
think
think she
it's-
knows she's a Catwoman, doesn't she? Because of the whole
Yeah.
catnip thing.
Yeah. So that was just to prove that to Halle Berry that she's Catwoman.
'Cause cats, and also it's so that it's foreshadowing her always landing on her feet.
Yeah. But how many people do you reckon that Egyptian cat has brought to that woman? And she's just pushed over because she does it without hesitation. Do you reckon that cat? I like to think that Egyptian cat brings women home all the time.
Well, cat food's expensive, so
Just like your Catwoman pushes splat. Well, I guess you won Catwoman. You've got it. You've got it.
midnight.
You've got it
Go get your pals. It's dinner time.
Yeah, you've got it. You've got it wrong again. Midnight.
Midnight, the grey stripy cat.
Yeah.
Like light grey. I
Maybe
don't know.
they were going to have a black cat and realised that they don't film very well because they're
Or
black.
CGI very well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
probably.
my favourite bit with Midnight is where they have the big book open and
Mhm.
she opens the centerfold that has like the picture of Bastet on it, and Midnight comes over and sort of paws at it, and she
Yeah.
just picks her up and like plonks her off the edge of it and like just moves her out. Like,
I love how much that woman treats Midnight, which is this like embodiment of the goddess Bastet. It just goes, no cat.
yeah, just like a normal cat.
Yeah, except if she was an actual cat owner, she would have just dropped her. It would have just been
Yeah.
like, you can throw a cat and they'll be fine.
You shouldn't though.
You shouldn't be. Like, you can. Unlike dogs, you have to like pick up and put down carefully. Cats, let go and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
You
I
say
I know
that.
that
They tend to hang on with their claws.
mean, they'll be fine. You might not be.
No, this the fight scenes in this movie had more cuts in than I do on my legs after Jess has sat on me for a while.
Hey. Oh.
that was painful. Okay.
When she pushes her over the edge of the balcony and throws all the paper out, I love how some of it is like actual cat pictures from Egypt, and then some of it's just a statue with a cat mask photoshopped on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just remembered as well, like when she's before she initially visits this woman, when she's searching up about it, she just goes on Google and types cats women,
that is
Yeah.
and I'm like, that
Yeah.
is not something safe to Google.
No, it's not. But I do want to see like the movement of Catgirl, but like Halle Berry's Catwoman. I want to see Catgirls, but are like full of chaos and
Jumping around like the Arkham games.
yeah, but Catgirl, but for the chaos and the anger that cats bring.
The good Google research montages are used so much in films though.
Well, the character has to be learning. Well, it also like allows the audience to learn a bit more. It's just a different way of having like instead of a character explaining it, they have a Google search. Except Catwoman doubles down and does both.
I guess
no.
it's also it's a universe where Batman and Catwoman don't exist because it would be very difficult.
Batman's trying to solve the crimes of all these people that keep on dying and being eaten by cats.
Woman that keeps pushing them off. Their neighbors keep saying, "Well, there was this weird cat around, this rare Egyptian cat." But also Catwoman triples down.
I've just realised, isn't that cat an Egyptian Mao?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's not black.
Yeah.
But I guess no reason why it's called Midnight.
I think that's that might just be a Bastet thing.
Bastet is a black cat, but Egyptian Maos are a breed of cat that are like that, like tabby, stripy thing.
I don't know, Midnight's a cool name for a cat.
Yeah.
She just names one of the cats is like philosopher, isn't it?
I mean, it'd be a very different vibe if they would like, come on, Mr. Tinkles.
Well, I swear one of those cats is called Socrates, which I don't want to know what that cat is, like what magic that cat's bringing to whoever it falls with.
It just makes you think like a cat.
Well, that cat's going to kill someone and then they're going to become a philosopher. Are all of her cats magical murderers?
Yeah, they have different powers per cat.
One of them's a bat cat and is off to find Bruce Wayne's parents.
Yes, the cat shot them in the alleyway and then turns them into Batman because they have to be dead.
Yep.
So the action in this film is not great.
Some of it is. I'm okay with it being like
it's very campy and it is very fun.
I like it because it's campy.
I do enjoy the scene where she's stealing that necklace and she at one point literally surfs across the room on top of one of the thieves.
Amazing. the confidence that a cat has, it's great. I liked when that scene ended. I love the scenes where she goes behind a wall and then appears, but like coming out of a completely different place.
Yeah,
Yes.
cats don't abide by the laws of physics.
No, they don't. They can teleport. Cats
Yeah,
can teleport.
cats are allowed continuity errors.
Yeah. I really like that just because it feels quite fluid. Like this film, the fight scenes in these films, unlike the dialogue, are really fluid. And it's amazing to have like these set action pieces and like really cool fluid shots just interrupted by the most stilted dialogue you've ever heard.
And like even when she's jumping around like a cat, it didn't look too bad.
The weird like GoPro shots throw me. Those are the worst parts, was when it was like a GoPro shot of a face running up a wall. That was bizarre.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you just remind me of some of the dialogue. What a perfect idea.
Oh yeah, and she like meows at the guy and stuff. Just
Yeah.
I don't see a
Which
problem with
just
that.
you must be thinking, I am being robbed by such a strange,
Strangest character.
pinky cat lady.
I don't think she uses the whip enough.
No, because the first time the first whip she uses is actually like the part of the beer keg.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what inspires her to get a whip, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then she never uses the actual whip.
No, she
Probably.
really doesn't use it.
Is it supposed to be sort of symbolic of like a flicking tail?
It's like a Catwoman thing. She uses a whip as a weapon.
Yeah.
She does use it to like. I think she can use it to like swing around a bit sometimes as well.
Yeah.
Well, she does. She uses it in the awful club scene. Yeah, that scene is bad.
It is
Just
very bad.
so many ways. Starting, she downs a glass of cream.
Oh
Does
yeah.
that.
She's like, "Can I have a white Russian straight?" And he's like, "What?"
Yeah, hold the vodka, hold the Kahlua.
Okay. It's a
And,
glass of cream.
I like that the barman does just reply, and I suppose it's for the audiences as well that do not know the ingredients of a white Russian.
Yep.
But yeah, to say, here's your cream. And I was like thinking, oh, she didn't pay for that. But then I'm thinking, to be fair, maybe the bartender was like, oh, fuck it, it's only some cream.
Yeah.
You've not actually had any of the expensive stuff.
There's
But yeah,
also...
she does that awful dancing.
Yeah.
That's very naughties.
Yeah. Very
And-
cat-like.
Yeah, but it's not good.
No, it's not.
No, there's then the scene where she's on the date with the cop and they go on a Ferris wheel and it breaks down and I was like, oh, that's some odd deja vu.
Yeah, no, I did think of you when I saw that scene and I was like, oh yeah, we're back in.
It never quite broke that. It didn't break down that badly, luckily.
Did it nearly kill a child?
We're not at liberty to say.
Okay.
And like when they first stopped at the top, I'm like, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. How the fuck do you think you get people on the Ferris wheel? Like, and then they're like, oh no,
It's like a
it's
cable
broken.
car. You have like a 10-second window to jump
Yeah.
in. Yeah, I mean the kid was very brave, but also
Yeah.
it just wasn't great, was it? It was just so forced.
I was happy that they cut out her climbing across the Ferris wheel.
Yeah, they probably tried to animate it and just realized they couldn't, or like just couldn't safely get like a stunt person to actually do that. So instead, we see the boy, the love interest messing about with like shoving wrenches in it, and surely, and Dan, you might actually be able to testify to this. These things are supposed to have some sort of emergency brake.
Yes,
rather
definitely.
than
Yeah, stopping them in an emergency is one of the easiest things to do.
Yeah.
I don't
You
think
get
the
the
problem.
wrench.
I don't think the problem was that it had stopped. I think
No.
I don't think the problem was that it wasn't stopping. The problem was that it had stopped and someone was about to fall out and die.
No, but the whole thing was like falling apart. So he was sort of he was about to shake himself loose, but the also like the whole mechanism is like disintegrating and all the cogs start going everywhere.
Well, it's part of the cat thing.
Yeah,
It's one of the cats has been taking it apart. They have to get more of them.
They knew that she was going to go on this date at some point, so they're like, this
Yeah.
might be our chance,
They
boys.
set it up a while ago. And Midnight's just sat there in that
Like-
woman's house as she pushes someone else over the edge. Just
Like,
looks.
so she just turns to one of the other guys, oh shit, did you remember to fix the wheel now that we got Halle Berry? And they're like, no, I thought you were doing the big wheel. Like, and they look over and you just see the wheel like rolling away.
Just like next to it is one of those like Magic Mouse rides, and you see it like spin and just fly off the track.
Yeah, that whole fair is booby trapped.
Oh yeah, doesn't she at one point she like gets distracted for a second and straight up shoots the stall owner with a BB gun or like an air rifle?
Yeah, it was meant to backfire, but the cats fixed that one.
Yep.
There was the whack-a-mole, and they like loosened them slightly, so it just shot up and hit her in the face.
Oh yeah, dodgem cars, but it's just connected instead of to electricity. They've just plugged it all into like high voltage.
Yep. There's like wires going down to the steering wheel.
This episode is sponsored by Grey Issue 4, which is now funding on Kickstarter. Grey is the story of an ex-undercover cop back from the dead to take down the mob he was infiltrating. Oh, and he's made of concrete. It's written by me, Dan Faulkner, and features Charlie Skinner as the titular character model, and with artwork by Reese Finley. We're currently funding on Kickstarter to pay for the production of the comic, with backer rewards including digital and physical copies, posters, sketch cards, original artwork, and even the chance to get yourself drawn into the comic. Every backer shall also receive the first 3 issues digitally too. Check out the link in the show notes for more information. And now, back to the show.
After that, I cannot remember the plot of this film.
So after this bit is the bit where Harry Hill is introduced because she's been framed for the murder of the guy that owns the company.
Oh damn, that was laboured.
All right, I'm just gonna stop talking for this episode. You guys go.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
Well, then
She goes to confront the bloke, the CEO.
She goes to his house.
Yeah.
And then the wife is there.
And she tells her where she is, where he is.
And then she's like, "Take my phone," which is dumb and like a big red flag of maybe this character's not good. Yeah, and then he's at the ballet opera thing, and then a big part of that, which we forgot if you haven't seen it, the wife is being replaced as a model by like a younger woman who the husband is sleeping with. Heavily implied that he's sleeping with her.
Yeah, I mean he takes her to this god awful opera.
Weird alien opera out of The Fifth Element.
Or like, yeah, it was like some sort of contemporary dancing with ribbons and stuff. But we do have the classic, the audience do not somehow notice all the armed police.
Nope.
And assume that Catwoman scrambling around the stage is part of the show and are delighted.
Well, probably, honestly, if I was watching that thing, I'd be happy for anything to happen. But in that...
Yeah, to be fair, I was actually very much on side of the poor young model that's like, this is fucking boring.
Yeah.
And he's like, just don't think.
Yeah.
And she's just like, yeah, to be fair, she storms off. If someone spoke to me like that, I'd storm off.
Yeah. And there's a really cool shot with Catwoman in this, and then it's completely ruined by dialogue.
Yes.
It's when she's in the mirrors, when she's just entering the building,
yeah,
and she steps up and it pans to some mirrors on the wall, and there's like 8 of her walking across.
Yeah, that does look really cool.
It's a really cool shot, and then it goes down to like a security guard, and he goes, "Oh, you'll never guess what I've seen." It's like, it is such a cool shot, and then just the worst dialogue you've ever heard. The dialogue in this film is equal to what happens when a toad gets struck by lightning.
Which is also said by Halle Berry.
It is, and it's a curse of hers. She keeps getting really bad films and bad scripts and just trying so hard to make them good. Because she's trying so fucking hard to make this a good film.
Yeah, she's acting so hard, and like she really like leans into like the scene where she eats all the fish off the sushis. Absolutely brilliant, because it's actually quite gross, and it's very strange to see a very beautiful Hollywood actor do something so like off-putting and weird.
Yeah,
and you're just there like cringing, and it's like that is very convincing. But then you also have the scenes where it's like punching the same woman like repeatedly through photos of herself.
Yeah,
there were so many pictures of herself around.
I get that they were getting rid of all of them, but still, it's like how many massive photos can you push this woman through?
And the weird thing is, during that fight scene, like she could have when they're fighting and she's like trying to stop Catwoman. She should have just got a laser pen out. That would have been like the perfect distraction.
Yeah.
And just like wave it around the room, then out the smashed window, and she'll just fly out.
Yeah.
Oh, just an open box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She just defeats Catwoman because she's just too busy playing it. There's like some massive death trap, and she's too busy playing in the box for it.
The absolute worst lines though are when it's the end of the fight. She's revealed that her skin is marble like because she uses so much of this cream. Yeah. And that's why she's been able to take all these punches. I guess she's been bathing in the stuff because she gets kicked in the body a lot.
Before that, I think because that's like the end of the film. Yeah. I want to go back a little bit and set up so the blonde woman, ex-model wife, whatever,
Yeah.
kills her husband and blames Catwoman.
Frames
That's like
Catwoman.
frames Catwoman. She's
by scratching the shit out of her husband, which is actually pretty psychotic.
well, number one, she scratches the shit out of her husband and then throws Catwoman a gun. Catwoman, a very big part of her costume, and the reason she can scratch people is she wears
she's wearing gloves. There would be no
Like,
fingerprints.
It's the entire reason she's wearing gloves. She can scratch people in the first place is because she has gloves with diamond claws on them.
Yeah.
And then this woman who has just scratched her husband to death and then scratched him and then shot him, throws the woman wearing gloves the gun.
That went totally over my head.
So number one, there would be none of his skin under her gloves, under her fake diamond nails, and her prints won't be on the gun. But do you know whose prints will be on the gun, and there will be blood and stuff under the nails?
But she's been leaning into this image that Catwoman's been shoehorned into of being this robber, this thief, this killer.
Which she is.
The police aren't going to investigate.
No, Catwoman is absolutely a thief and a killer, by the way. She is absolutely a thief.
But she gives it all back except for the bits that she wants to keep.
But except for the
priceless Egyptian diamonds.
Yeah, just this dumb. That really bothered me is when she threw the gun. It was like, this is stupid.
That is dumb. I
would make no sense.
I'm a bit embarrassed that I didn't notice.
I didn't quite clock.
It bothered me when I watched it when I was a teenager as well. But yeah, that's the reason they're fighting at the end. And the Butylene cream, it turns your face to mold if you stop using it. But if you keep using it, it makes it as hard as marble.
Yeah, there's one point as well where she's kidnapped the police officer guy and she's going to shoot him, and Catwoman whips the gun out of her hand. I'm cool. It's a good job she wasn't standing any further away at that point, because it's a whip's not exactly a long range weapon.
And then she just doesn't use the whip to fight.
No,
she's like, the whip is no longer a thing. This woman who has no way to attack me at range now.
And then So they're fighting, and she's managed to smash the window. And I have to talk about this because this scene made me laugh so fucking much. Which is when she falls out the window and the ragdoll falling down.
Well, she holds onto a pipe, doesn't she? And the pipe breaks. Well, the pipe breaks because the cats know that Halle Berry works in that building.
Yeah, they were prepared.
All of those pipes are weakened by
the ragdoll falling out the window was just
so bizarre.
It was so bad.
It was really bad.
It was so big.
Because it's not even because there are about as with most of this film about 3 or 4 cuts just in that shot, and each one the doll was tumbling in a different way, and it was just it really got me.
it was just really out, considering how the rest of it is weird stretchy CGI or weirdly flowy. That fall, it showed all of it, and she fell in such a weird star formation,
and it was so slow falling as well. You could tell it wasn't the weight of a person.
No, it absolutely wasn't.
They could have easily just sort of had her fall and have Halle Berry's reaction, and then cut to her dead on the floor. But no,
they showed the whole.
They had to throw the mannequin out the window 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, that's another thing. Is the arms and legs never bend, so it's just a mannequin.
I think they're really hammering home that she makes that choice to kill herself. She'd rather be dead than scarred.
Because even though she's got the marble skin, she's used the diamond claws to scratch her face off, like cats do.
Yeah, like cats do with their diamond claws.
Yeah, they scratch your face
hate
off.
Marble. Cats hate marble.
They do, yeah.
They fuck up your marble.
What do you think all the Egyptians use sandstone?
It triggered it, caused her cat instincts when she said face like marble. What? Yeah.
Can we go back, just bringing ourselves back round to the worst line in the film?
Yeah, sure.
I hope you guys agree. Is just before she dies, before Laurel falls to her doom, we have the line "Game over," and that's just before. That's when Halle Berry Catwoman is pinned to the gap with the broken window, and she's going to be pushed down. So Laurel says "Game over," and Halle Berry replies, "Guess what? It's overtime." And does the sort of weird belly bust, flings herself to, out of the window into her. But it's overtime. Meaning, your big line. You're like, I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna get you. This like I'm turning it around in this fight. Fucking awful.
Like,
Well, it's just like game over. Or it is like, okay,
Yeah.
but overtime isn't
It's a
like
very. It's not in every game.
Game over. Well, I've got another quarter.
Well,
yeah,
I've
it's
got
like,
a
okay,
second
we're
life.
going into overtime.
Yeah.
Everyone, you get your 15, you get your 2 lots of 15 minutes.
Make sure you have your slice of orange. There you go.
And yeah, and then it's like a weird music beat.
But
And
why wasn't it something like, well, cats have 9 lives, or something
That
to
would
do
have
with
made
cats'
more
something
lives?
sense.
cat-like.
Maybe it was because she didn't get paid for overtime at that job.
Well, as we all know, cats are very bad at one-liners.
Yes, yeah, they're not too great at it.
She had the cat ability to be bad at one-liners.
Fuck, I think I have that ability too.
Yeah. That film also, that last scene has that awful. I don't know if this was just my TV, but looking back through clips as well, it was the same for everyone. Awful green tinge to it.
Oh, the whole film has a weird feathery glow. And like in different scenes, it's different colors. And yeah, for some reason, that last one looked like it was happening in the Matrix. It was
Yeah,
really
or rather with
weird.
the green light from the Matrix,
Yeah,
like shining into it. It was really, yeah, just really like distractingly a different color, like just badly color corrected.
yeah. The whole film, the feathery glow kind of bothered me because it
It was,
doesn't. I don't know
yeah.
how they did it or why, but every time there is a light in the scene, it's so fuzzy and everyone's kind of glowing.
Everyone has got a lot of highlighter on,
Yeah,
which is
it's
very
such a
progressive for the time because that's very much a 2010s and onwards
Yeah.
trend.
well, it's all the Boolean makeup.
Oh, the beauty that way.
It makes your face like marble, so it has a sheen.
Everyone is super shiny in this film.
Everyone is just glowing, literally glowing. This film
Yeah,
glows.
probably because there's definitely something radioactive in that green.
Yeah. Well, it makes you ill and then turns your face to marble. Which, does that woman get ill? Is she just like constantly have a headache? Is that why
Well,
she's so angry?
she must be pretty miserable, yeah. Because one, she's hooked on this stuff. So I guess she has to keep making it now because if she doesn't, she'll die.
Yeah, like it needs to succeed.
Um,
It's got a built. I get it. It also has got like a built-in constant sale. If you don't use it, your skin melts.
yeah, but I guess they're not going to lead with that.
No. See, once it comes out that happens, like they can just print money. Once enough people are using it. But yeah, she must be in just agony constantly, considering her like
Yeah,
Catwoman friend.
fainting and headaches. Like her friend, the friend that takes it, that gets like the samples, she faints and like has headaches and like she's kept in hospital for like a long time.
Yeah, I genuinely thought that towards the end it was going to be like, oh look, she's got a fucked up face now as well. Like,
Yeah, and Cream Woman, she's been using it for years. God, she must be in. I feel so
And
sorry
like,
for
you
her.
see that scene where like the weird, not very nice scene where the maid walks in on her putting it on, and she's probably like dousing herself in it. She's not like, I use like a pea size amount of moisturizer, and she's like caking it on like she's icing a cake.
Well, it's all the marble that she's. Is it just liquid cement? Is Butylene just cement?
Well, did her husband slap her or something? Was there some reason that she had to do that big patch? I can't remember.
He slaps her at one point, and
Slaps
she
her, yeah.
isn't phased by it. And he's like, "Oh."
Because his hand hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah. Does she have super strength because her hands would also be more? Yeah, because she breaks a glass as well, doesn't she?
Yeah, and the hand doesn't bleed. I just thought
Yeah.
that they decided not to fork out for fake blood in that scene, but actually, that now looking back, yeah, that is
Yeah, her hands wouldn't
actually
bleed.
showing that she's stronger than she realizes, or maybe she's losing sensation
Yeah, I think that might be it.
because it's
Cool.
kind of she's got the kick-ass powers of being able to take a hit,
Yeah, because she doesn't feel when she gets punched
like
or whatever.
extensive nerve damage.
I think it's literally meant to be like a layer of hard as marble stuff. So when it does start to come off, it pulls your skin off with it.
But I mean,
That's the vibe
she's
that I
clearly
got.
not got a layer of anything on her though,
No, if it's like clear, if it's like fantasy clear,
and
then that's kind
flexible.
of the thing. Yeah, I mean it's a cream.
I sort of assumed it could cause your skin to have some sort of reaction.
No, that also
Yeah.
makes sense.
I don't know. I don't think the
I
the
don't think
science
that-
holds up to any sort of probing.
I also don't think they
Um,
thought it through either. I don't think anyone that works on this has ever thought about this
I think
as
they
much
just
as we
thought, oh, what's a good villain
Which it
for a woman for a woman's comic book movie?
is.
And of course,
like,
it's the beauty industry.
see, it is a cool concept of like at all of like an evil company thing. It is quite a good concept. It's just handled really weirdly. And like instead of this woman being a victim of a situation, she's just the worst villain. Because the man's an arsehole, but he's not a villain. He's not like the villain.
He
He's not.
think there's anything wrong with the cream.
Yeah.
And he wants to sell it better, and he's bored of his, pretty grumpy wife.
Yeah, she's in agony.
I think they can't divorce because obviously she'd take half of everything.
Yeah.
So they're stuck together. But
And
yeah, it
she's
would have
the
been more
brain.
interesting if she'd sort of gone off the deep end of like, I'm actually trapped in this. It has to go ahead or my skin is going to melt off my face.
Yeah, it would have been way more. I mean, it would have been not this film.
Yeah, it would have been a bit more in depth, a little bit more
Yeah.
exciting, a little bit more psychological.
Yeah.
This film is not deep.
No, not on. It's barely surface level.
Film is like a cat dipping its paw into a bath.
I think there could be a really good Catwoman in that concept of just also like this cream turned your skin to marble. Is there not like a military?
Yeah, I was going to say,
that?
like, why didn't they just sell that to the military? Like, that's pretty fantastic technology. The military would quite happily slap that on all their soldiers.
That's right. Also, if it works on more than just cream, if more some of them are just skin,
Just like lathering a tank in face cream.
or lather in a tank in face cream.
If this was Catman, it wouldn't have been a beauty industry. It would have been like, oh, it's technology that they're going to sell to the military.
Yeah.
And he has to stop it because of the soldiers, where instead it's like, oh, these women that are going to use this cream are going to get ugly. And it's like, it's deliberately not very deep.
No, it's very surface.
Because
But
it's obviously they're aiming it at women, and women only care about beauty products.
Yeah, but it has like the potential of actually being quite clever.
Yeah.
And quite deep. And it's just not. And I haven't thought about that until now. But this film has like weird bits where it's clever, like all of the weird little things throughout it that kind of make sense. Like the fact that she breaks stuff and like at no point in the film is she ever hurt, and she is just angry all the time, which makes sense. She's got constant migraines.
Yeah, I think it would have been a way more interesting film actually if we'd got to know her a little bit more.
Yeah, she's a really interesting character because I barely remember her name. She isn't in it that much until the last bit of the film.
Yeah, she's so important. All we see her is like, oh, she's just a jealous bitch.
Yeah,
really, I suppose it's
like that's all you get to know about is that you find out immediately she's being replaced by a younger model, which is like a pretty obvious trope. She's not happy about it.
Yeah,
no.
It's like they're trying to set up that the guy is the bad guy and her being the actual bad guy is a twist.
Yeah,
but it's not though.
No,
it doesn't really come off well, does it? It's not a great twist. It's like, oh, really? She set up Catwoman?
Well, the first thing we see about her is her defending Halle Berry's character. Like that's the first big thing we're introduced to her with, and that is immediately forgotten because it sets her up as like, oh, she fully understands her husband's a terrible human being. But then that's like immediately forgotten about because she has to make money, and like the cream's really cool, and like it's just gonna print money if it goes through, and nothing can stop her. I don't know. It's such a. But I like the film. I wish I didn't like this film as much as I do.
I'm not the same actually. I was actually pretty disappointed with this film.
Yeah.
Like actually, my memories of it are better than the film turned out to be.
I assume my memories are lies, and it's every film we watch is bad.
Probably.
But it's not got enough nostalgia for me, I guess. I mean, and also it's just the haircut and the costumes have just aged so horribly.
They have, but I think I like it because it's just campy enough to make up for everything else. Like it's the kind of campy where it's a joke that's taking itself seriously.
I feel like it falls just shy of that for me. It just didn't. It didn't quite make up for it. I didn't actually enjoy it.
Yeah,
as much as like other films we've watched that I know are bad, I've still enjoyed, and and a lot of that is nostalgia, but a lot of it is also it's not taking itself seriously. It's deliberately sending mixed messages or focusing on just the action rather than this one that still tries to be relatively like thought-provoking and deep, like in a little bit, and it's just like, stop, don't.
But I like how sincerely it's acted. Every line is delivered with like 100% acting.
Yeah, but acting with like a capital A.
Yeah. But it's delivered with like the purpose, the aim of being good. Like in every character in it is like that as well. Like the model wife, the Halle Berry is like acting her fucking heart out. The cop is like acting. I think that's what makes it up for me. Is if it was like half-ass acted and half-ass written, it'd be bad. But because it's like so genuinely and earnestly acted, it makes the script better to me in that kind of like good bad way.
If you could put a number on it, out of 10, how many awful one-liners out of 10 would you give this?
I think 7 overtimes. Yeah, I think 7 overtimes out of 10. Actually, no. I'm gonna go with 7 guns with the wife's fingerprints all over because Catwoman wears gloves.
I'm gonna give it. Oh God, I don't know. Dan, you go.
I having not seen this before, I had a fine time with it, but it wasn't the best for me. I'm probably going to give it a 4 awful ragdolls falling out of a building out of 10.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it 4 as well. I was gonna give it a 5, but actually, the more I talk about it and the more I think about it, I actually was disappointed in this film for like the first time, where it's been like I've gone in thinking I'd enjoy it and been really like let down. So yeah, I'm gonna give it 4 murderous kittens
Yeah,
out of 10.
yeah, that's a good shout. I completely understand why it's bad. I just like how
It still
campy it
scratches
is.
that itch, if you pardon the
Yeah,
pun.
yeah.
Well, I guess with that, I have been Dan.
I have been Michael.
And I've been Helena.
And you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Hilton Pod. That's at HILTM Pod. Let us know in which ways your cats have tried to murder you.
Yeah, let us know how your cats have tried to murder you and turn you into one of Bastet's cat women. The cat people throughout time, the ultimate cat girl, but with chaos in their hearts. Oh, imagine modern Catwoman is just a cat girl.
Oh,
Just
like a Nico kind of.
Yeah,
Just like the like painted on whiskers and the little black dot as the nose. Some like
No,
winged
no, she doesn't
eyeliner.
paint it on. She just exclusively uses like one of those Snapchat filters.
yeah, I just that, but with chaos in their hearts and a disregard for property, like an actual cat.
As we all know, cats love to steal everything.
Yep, and break shit.
Yeah.
My old cat used to like eating hairbands.
And that's a good place to end it. Goodbye.
Right.
Are you ready for Catwoman?
Yeah, let's talk about Halle Berry's Catwoman.
Cool.
I don't care who the director is, it's Halle Berry's Catwoman.
She directed it, yeah. Written and directed by Halle Berry.